Anyways, if this was helpful, like and subscribe. I don't know what I'm talking about because this is like new for me, so I'm sure at some point I'll come up with a better way to hey, like my video and subscribe to my channel. But please though, because I don't know what I'm doing. Hey world, hey, it's your girl Amber. I wish. If you're new here, again, my name is Amber. This video is part 2 of a video. I wasn't trying to make a two-parter. It just ended up with me rambling for 30 minutes about our trip to AMC after it reopened. In this video, it's talking about when we went to go see Bill and Ted at Studio Movie Grill. There wasn't any footage that we took inside of Studio Movie Grill because we were super late, as you will see in this video. But I just go about explaining our situation. So, with that said, we think it's safe to go back to the movies, and as you can see in the news right now, movie theaters are having trouble staying open because sales are down. Same thing with venues. God, I miss concerts. So support all the venues, support the performing arts centers, support the movie theater. So once everything gets to a new normal for us, we still have those places to go to for entertainment. So definitely look into any kind of support. If I remember, I'll put stuff in the description to help with those things. And with that said, enjoy this video. Alright, so cut to this past Friday, we went and saw Bill and Ted Face the Music, which is the third installment of probably the ending, which makes me sad. And that is a different video. For whatever reason, AMC wasn't playing Bill and Ted Face the Music, so we had to go to Studio Movie Grill. There's not that many around here, like I said earlier. There's one in Seminole. It's a little bit far for us, but I like driving, so it's not that big of a deal. But the one near us was actually opening this past Friday, so I'm like, hey, if they have Bill and Ted, we could go there. That's what we ended up doing. I bought our tickets online, and I've been to Studio Movie Grill a few times, and I like that, you get actual food, so maybe every once in a while we'll just bite the gun and go, since it's kind of a little bit more expensive. Plus I'm a little bit spoiled. I'm used to getting free tickets over at AMC. Anyways, we ended up being super late for this one, and I felt bad because I hadn't been to this location since I remodeled it like 5 years ago, because it's inside of a mall that is currently like closing most of it, so I didn't know how that worked, but okay. The only way that I knew how to get there was to walk through the mall. And since we were there for the 7 o'clock showing, I'm like, I don't know when the mall closes since the whole quarantine thing. So I drove around the back because there was this huge sign that's like, go this way for Studio Movie Grill. I'm like, oh, that's helpful. But once you go around the corner, there's nothing else. It's just like part of the parking garage is blue because that's like their logo and stuff. So I'm like, okay, so I'm assuming that's where we go park there. And me being an idiot, I parked on the bottom level and then walking around like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, like, well, where do we go? And hilariously, there was like 1 or 2 more couples doing the same thing on the opposite end of the parking lot. And the confusing thing was there was all these stairs going up to the blue, but if you looked up the stairs, they were met by closed doors. Like it didn't connect to anything else. So we were all like, where the hell do we go? So I just kind of assessed the environment, and I'm like, I'm guessing since Patrick pointing out there's stairwells everywhere, I'm like, let's go up to the 2nd floor. I don't know why I didn't just drive us up there, but it was probably because we were like late already. So go up the stairs, walking around the 2nd floor of this parking garage, and then I see what looks like kind of like, it's not very well like pointed out that that's where you need to go, because it's almost like an optical illusion. Like the building stops at a point and then there's like this walkway, and you're just like, wait, is that a walkway or is that just more of the building, because it's like the same gradient? So I'm like, and then I saw some people walking that way. I'm like, okay, so we must go that way. Turn the corner and lo and behold, there's the doors. I'm like, good thing that we did in the car while driving there. Patrick ordered our food on the app, because I'm like, I've been to enough of those like, movie and dinner type movie theaters. Like you could tell like I say like a lot, I apologize. The waiters or servers, I guess, get kind of annoyed when you're like last minute ordering your food. So I'm like, let's just order it in the car. That way once we get there, they're either already prepping it or whatever. And think how So we walk in, there's couples to the right on the little mobile kiosk. So we were kind of like, oh, that's interesting considering, like, you know, AMC had theirs turned off so people couldn't use it. There was an employee standing in a booth straight ahead of us, so we walked over to her because we already had our tickets. So I had the tickets pulled up on my phone, which I'm like, I want my ticket. I want my paper ticket. And she's like, I need you to go over to the kiosk and print out your paper ticket. And I was like, that's some backwards ass shit, but I'll take it because then I have a paper ticket. Go. It wouldn't scan my phone for some reason, but I finally got it to work. Printed out the tickets. We go back up to her. She puts an X on it and then tells us where to go. And we're just kind of like walking. We're already kind of feeling sketchy because parking situation kind of threw us off because it was like confusing. Like there should be signs that say park on the second floor or something. It just looked abandoned and scary. So dealing with those feelings going into this place, and then it just seeming kind of unorganized. There was signs and stuff, but I don't know, it just didn't feel all put together. Like they were still in the process of figuring things out, which again, that was their opening day, so I can't really hate them too hard for it. We didn't take any footage because we were so late. Oh, another thing, when we were looking at our tickets on the way there, I noticed in the app that we were in row F for something that I had chosen, and they're kind of the same way with buying tickets like AMC, where it X out the seats on either side of you once you buy your ticket. But when I bought our tickets, we were in row F, and when we pulled it up on my phone on the way there, it said row F, but like I blinked and it flipped and said row D, something else. I'm like, oh, they moved us, which kind of freaked me out because I was thinking maybe like we're really late and they kicked us out of that showing or something. But once I got there, I realized it was probably to kind of like fit more people in, so they were rearranging people, so I'm okay with that. Got to our seats where thankfully it was almost all the way next to the wall, but there was a seat and then the wall, so I'm like, hey, I can put my stuff here, that's fine. Nobody in front of us, nobody next to us for about 5 or 6 seats. Like this lady and her daughter were sitting like right on the aisle. Well, the aisle seat was open, but they were sitting next to that seat, so they were far from us. We did have people behind us, but it was still like, I didn't feel like I wasn't unsafe or anything. I was starting to get worried about our food since we had ordered it ahead of time. I didn't know if once we get our ticket scanned or something that they get told and they start making the food or whatever. So I pushed the service button and like it wasn't even on a minute when this lady walks out with the Sierra Mist I had ordered on the app. So I'm like, oh, so I unchecked and I'm like, they obviously already know. Trailer started. I'm actually, to be honest, I am very surprised that we got there before the trailer started because we were super late. So trailers started, and I think our food came out like either right when the trailers were over or right after the movie just started. I can't remember, but we ordered the coconut shrimp and chicken. I don't think it was a platter, but just like a whatever, it comes with fries, and the cheese fries and a Sierra Mist for the both of us to share. Bro, those fries were off the chain. Both the regular fries with nothing on it that came with the chicken and the coconut, as well as the cheese fries, because it was like real queso, not like melted shredded cheese. It was queso. Dude, oh my god. One thing you will learn about me very quickly is I love potatoes, but more importantly, I love really good french fries. I'm kind of a french fries enthusiast, if you will. It's true though. Anyways, I like the coconut shrimp, even though the breading probably like tore up the top of my mouth. The chicken wasn't like, but I wasn't mad at it. Like, I enjoyed the shrimp, but the cheese fries were off the chain. That was probably my favorite. I think me and Patrick were actually fighting over. We also ordered popcorn, ranch popcorn, which I'm like, what is that? But Patrick loves ranch, so he's like, let's try it. I'm like, all right. They never brought us our popcorn. So I waited until we were almost done with all the food, and I hit the service button, and the server, who looked terrified, which it might have been because my mask was down because I was eating, but I was like, hey, they never brought our popcorn. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll bring you a large one. Do you remember what it was? I'm like, oh, no, it wasn't large, because it wasn't. I'm like, it was just a regular popcorn, but it was a ranch popcorn. He's like, okay, I'm so sorry, I'll go get it. And leaves, and then comes back with a large popcorn. But fun fact, and I'm new to this, but the ranch popcorn is the little seasonings. So he brought us like a little ranch seasoning thing to put on the popcorn. I'm like, oh, it's one of those. Good, because I'm like, are you just gonna put like ranch all over the popcorn? Because that's gonna I like ranch, but that just sounded gross to me. I didn't know what to expect, so I was kind of happy that it was just like a little salt shaker thing of ranch or whatever. I didn't try it. I poured some for Patrick in a bowl, and he ate it like that, and I just ate out of the bag. Other than that, we didn't have time to actually like take everything in, but the actual watching the movie experience and interacting with the servers wasn't bad at all. I felt safe. Like I said, I took my mask off to eat all through the movie and put it back on once I was done, and leaving was fine. We had to go down the stairwell to get back to our car because the elevator wasn't working, but I also don't trust the elevator, so it was kind of scary being that it was almost 9:30 at night, going downstairs and the entire parking lot is empty. It's just like, this is how scary movies start. And Patrick low-key started freaking out, but I'm like, our car is right there, we're underneath the light, and no one is near the car, so we just go, get in, lock the doors, and leave. Overall, that experience was fine, but I'm excited because our next show is Tenet. I've been waiting for that for a long time. Like, I can't wait. I love me some Christopher Nolan, or how the internet used to call him back in the day, Christ Nolan. Just kind of like how they used to call Heath Ledger Heathus. Those were the days. Anyways, AMC is where we like to go because of recliners. If every movie theater had recliners, I'd probably just spread it all out, to be honest. That's the main thing with AMC, why I go there the most, because technically before the A-list, I was a member of MoviePass, which I'm sure it doesn't exist anymore because they were kind of going downhill because they didn't know what they were doing. But I love that thing because it meant that I had free tickets pretty much for any movie theater. I just paid like a monthly fee, so that was nice. Especially when there's certain movies, like independent films, that AMC doesn't have and I have to go to a different cinema to see it. It came in handy. But now I have to have like rewards for everyone. So I'm like, anyways, obviously we're going to go with AMC more because I don't have to pay as much because of A-list and the rewards, and studio, their food's good, but I'm not going to go all the time because I can't afford that. But either way, both were in its own right safe while in the theater. I mean, studio got some shade because of the outside aspect, but they have no control over that, so you can't really hate them on that. But I say go to the movies. Just be safe, follow the rules, like social distancing, wash your hands and masks, and just be polite to people. Give them space. Make sure you're giving yourself enough space. Just care. Just care enough to care about other people. I mean, if we were all like that, I think we'd be in a better spot than what we are right now. Anyways, if this was helpful, like and subscribe. I don't know what I'm talking about because this is like new for me, so I'm sure at some point I'll come up with a better way to hey, like my video and subscribe to my channel. But please though, because I don't know what I'm doing. And hopefully you liked it. If you liked it, you laughed or learned anything, please like and comment below. Tell me what movie theaters you like to go to. Do you like AMC? Do you like Regal? Do you like Studio Movie Grill? Do you like Carmike Cinemas? I don't know if they're still around, but that was my first job. Which theater do you like going to? Like which type? Have you gone to the movie theaters yet? What was your experience? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear it. I want to talk. And let's start a dialogue. All right. Until next time, guys.